Hey, my name is Izzy, this is Rolling Virtual Cards, coming at you with another Commander rating video. Let's hop right into it. Miirym, Sentinel Wyrm, 3, a green, a blue, and a red for a 6/6 legendary creature, Dragon Spirit with flying and Ward 2. Whenever another non-token dragon enters the battlefield under you control, create a token that's a copy of it. Except, the token isn't legendary if that dragon is legendary. Yeah. It's insane. It's crazy. It's one of the newer commanders that's kind of spiked straight up into, like, everyone loving it. It's a great commander. I think it's probably my favorite dragon commander just because it's insane. Biggest issue with it? It's overplayed. But all these cards are, because they're the top-rated commanders. So let's just hop right into it. There's the categories. Normally I go over them, but we'll just go over them as we hit them. Let's talk commander cost here, guys. Okay, we're going to talk that cost. Is he expensive? Are we losing some points here? Where are we at with that? And yeah, we're going to lose some points here, guys. Okay, we're not getting any points here. Okay, being 3 and then 3 separate colors means it's 6 mana, but it's losing those points. In fact, it should be in the negatives, but I just kind of zero that out. It's expensive. It's hard to cast, okay? You can't just go, boom, here's a bunch of forests, let's cast it. You have to go, boom, here's 3 separate colors and then 3 extra cards. It's just kind of a nightmare to get them out. Too many times have I seen casual decks just go, I'm missing my red. Or, actually, it's a dragon deck, so probably you're missing your blue. And you're just like, I need blue. I need blue. Where's my blue? Can't find my blue. And you just kind of sit there doing nothing. That's going to cost us some points, okay? Next is color identity. You're going to get some points here. It's 3, okay? Out of 5 points, you're getting 3, and that's not bad. That's good. That's exactly what we're looking for. With it being harder to cast him is the problem, but the fact that it gives you those 3 colors, it's so much better than 2 and 1. Honestly, it is. It just does so much more for your commander having 3 colors. Next is protection. It does get its nice 2 points. Not 2 points, 3. 3 points, because it has Ward, okay? Ward is, like, similar to Shroud and Hexproof, but it's not as good. That's why it drops down to Indestructible. It has that Ward, too. Make it, like, a little harder to get rid of. Like, okay, I'd spend more mana. Can I remove the creature and still do stuff? No, I'm just going to leave it alone then. Or even if they do remove it and they can't really do what they want to, then you, like, slowed your opponents down, which is doing something, you know? So it does get 3 points there, which is useful, okay? Next up is interactions. It doesn't really interact with your opponent, so that's not great. So you're going to lose points there. You're getting nothing there. Mana advantage, though. It does technically have a mana advantage, and this goes at 3. This is cheap mana, okay? Now, you might say, where is it cheating this mana? Where am I getting that from? Well, it makes tokens of the creatures you're casting. So if you cast a 5-drop, you get a 5-drop dragon. You get a free 5-drop. This is exactly what you want. That's fantastic. There's nothing wrong with that. That's like, cool, I just saved 5 mana. That's what you're looking for, okay? It does cheat mana. Now, again, why is cheat mana down here? Because it's usually very finite, right? This only works with dragons in this case, okay? It can't be used on anything else. It has to be a dragon that enters the battlefield. But when it does, boom, there's mana saved, okay? Fantastic in that regard. It does technically cheat mana in some way. Next is card advantage. Does it have card advantage? Well, I mean, I guess. It makes tokens, which is card advantage. Not only does it cheat mana with those tokens, it also gives you an extra card. That's card advantage. So there's 1 point right there. Not looking great for this guy, though. He's pretty low. He hasn't even gotten a 5. So can combo take this? No. Now, you see that big number. That 68,719,476,772. Why? Because that's its combo. Okay. So it gets 4 points here because it's a 2-card combo. But let's talk about the combo because it's fun. Okay. So Miirym is on the field along with Parallel Lives, and then you cast Astral Dragon. So the way this works is that Miirym will say, okay, cool, Astral Dragon enters, make a copy of Astral Dragon, okay? Parallel Life will say, okay, actually make 2 copies of Parallel Dragon, or of Astral Dragon. So that's 3 copies of Astral Dragon. So the first copy uses its effect. So when Astral Dragon enters the battlefield, create 2 tokens that are copies of target non-creature permanent except the 3 dragon creatures in addition to the other types, and they have flying. So Astral Dragon goes, cool, let's make 2 copies of Parallel Lives. So the first, or the 2 copies will double, so you get 4 of them, okay? Cool. That's what that does. Well, then, that second dragon that enters, right, that Astral, now sees that you have 4 Parallel Lives. So it will then say, okay, cool, let's turn one of those let's turn the original Parallel Lives into a dragon, right? Or into 2 dragons, right? So the 2 gets doubled to 4. So this 2 will see the 4. And so it becomes 2 to the power of 4. 2 to the power of 4, which is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Oh, give me a second. It's 2 times 2 times 2 is 16. Okay, so you get 16 more of these 3/3 dragons that are also Parallel Lives. So now you're at 20. And 2, let's turn this to scientific. 2 to the power of 20. I looked it up. I forget the, it's like, yeah. There's somewhere where I calculated wrong. But yeah, you get a lot. It's not infinite, but you get a lot of tokens. It is a combo. It gets you a lot of stuff. You pass the turn. If it gets back to your turn, you win the game. So. It also gives you, like, that many of whatever you cast now with Miirym, which is gross. Well, actually, it doubles, yeah. So it does a lot. It does a lot for you, okay? So, yeah, it's crazy. It goes hard. And it's just kind of a fun combo thing. And here's the thing. Astral Dragon's already a good card itself, and Parallel Lives is already good cards. They're both already in this deck. Getting 2 Astral Dragons, making, like... I mean, even if you just target Soul Ring with all 4 hits with Astral Dragon, now you have 4 Soul Rings all of a sudden. They're creatures, so they can't tap right away, but they're still 4 Soul Rings. So, like, that's still good, okay? And Parallel Lives is already good because you get 2 of each copy. So, yeah, you're going to see these 2 cards already in the Miirym deck, so that's fine. That's why it's good, and that's why this commander gets 4 points for combo. And lastly, point-wise, is Engine. Does it have good engines? It's got 3, so that's 3 plus cards for engines. That's 5 points. Let's go over them. Ganix, Astral Hunter is 4 and a red for a 3/4 dragon. When it or another dragon hits the battlefield, you get a treasure token. So this is great. It hits the field, you make a copy, you get 2 treasure tokens, and actually it's when it or another dragon hits the battlefield. So the first Ganix hits the field, it makes a dragon token. And then the token hits the field, and we'll see itself and him making 2. So now, every time you cast a dragon, you're getting 2 treasures, which is good. That's just constantly getting more treasures, which is going to get out of control. And that's 4 treasures per dragon if you have Miirym out, because the first one will come in, see the 2, get 2 treasures, and then the token will come in and do that. So that's great. Next is the Dragon Speaker Shaman. This is 2 and 2 red for a 2/2 human barbarian shaman. Dragon spells cost 2 less to cast. This just allows you to get more dragons out faster. Not only does it help you get Miirym faster, but it just makes you cast more dragons, which is an engine for Miirym because Miirym just wants more dragons out. So, like, being able to cast Ganix, Astral Hunter for instead of 5, but for 3 is great. And then Tamir Ascendancy is fantastic. It's Tamir, so it's a green, a blue, and a red for an enchantment. Creatures can draw haste. Already fantastic. You're not giving haste to them with these guys, but you want to be able to so you can hit more. And whenever, creature with power 4 greater to the battlefield, draw a card. Now these 2 aren't, but a lot of your creature dragons are going to be power 4 greater, and they're going to come with a token with that. So you're going to draw 2 cards off of your dragons, which is going to be able to feed into Miirym, be able to have more. So lots and lots of just kind of like go kind of combo with these cards, what your commander's trying to do. And that's great. That's exactly what you're looking for in this commander. Before we get to the results of his total points, don't forget to subscribe. Really helps out the channel. Trying to get to at least 100 by the end of this year would be kind of cool. So, rankings, it hits number 4. It only gets 19 points. Yeah. I mean, it's not the worst. Some of these guys are way worse and way higher, right? But it cracks the top 5, which is good. You know, not bad. There are 10 sitting here, right? So yeah, I mean, it cracks the top 5. Not a bad perspective, not a bad spot to be in. At number 1, 2, 3, at number 4, right? Because they're tied for 2. So, there are 10 commanders here, but I'm gonna keep them separate, right, or together. So, is it a good commander? Do these points mean anything? Right? That's up for you guys to decide. Maybe you think my point system is bollocks and is terrible and just should be thrown out the window. Okay? Or maybe you think it's amazing and you've been waiting for someone to come out with this cool concept. To be able to figure out what type of, like a point system for how strong a commander might be. Does it fit these criteria? Does it not? Right? You know? Only time will tell. What I can say is Yuriko, which is a CEDH deck, is number 2. So, like, yeah, right? And Kenrith, which is a CEDH deck, is also number 2. So maybe it has some leverage to it. Maybe it doesn't. So, you know, that's for you guys to decide. I think it's somewhere in the middle. I think this is a great talking point saying, like, yeah, this commander has about, like, a 19 points, right? It's sitting in that, like, it does stuff. It's good card. It's not bad, right? It's not below 10, you know? Like, once we get to cards that are like, yeah, okay, this is, like, this got 5 points. Well, nothing will ever get just 5 points, most likely. I mean, you'd have to be really bad to be that. We'll find one. We'll find one. As we keep going down this list, we'll find a bad commander that's popular. That's the goal. To find a bad commander that's popular. The worst one so far is Lathril. This is sitting at number 4. But as always, will it TTRPG? Story fight class. Let's go into it. Okay. Miirym Sentinel Wyrm is a cool legendary dragon. It's a dragon spirit, right? The art shows it with books, which is really cool, okay? It's searching. It's trying to summon it's trying to help these dragons, okay? So, I like to think that no matter what dragon you fight in this story, there's a second one. There's a second one of it fighting alongside it, okay? This is a dragon hunting story, okay? This is like you're hired by a town to stop the legendary spirit dragon because they have their defenses built to be able to like just protect the town and like keep it going, right? But then all of a sudden there's a second dragon every single time when these other dragons are coming at attack, and that's not helpful. That's not useful. So you need to go adventure and figure that out while also protecting the town. So like they're like, okay, cool, there's no dragon attack right now, we're not in threat. Go figure this out. So you're searching the archives down below, learning more, and as you start to figure out, you learn about Miirym, which is this legendary dragon. It's a dragon, this legendary dragon spirit that was murdered long ago, but it has constantly been like, it wants revenge on this town, so it's summoning second dragons whenever dragons attack from its historical book of dragons, right? And so even though the dragons get deterred or removed, 2 of them are really hard. So all of a sudden you're studying, you're also fighting the dragons at the same time, trying to help with all the towns and cities and guards to protect, like guardings and protected. So I love that feeling of like protecting and guarding the town using like trebuchets and ballistas and stuff like that, and also casting all your magic and using your spells and your bow to take down these dragons. Maybe start off higher level because it's dragons. You want to probably start at like level 6 or whatever for your TTRPG, and that's the point. And then once you learn about it, you have to find it. Once you find it, you then can fight Miirym by itself. It won't have a friend with it, but it does have protection. It's got this ward too because it is a spirit in this case. So you're going to have to use magical weapons in some way, shape to be able to hurt it and maybe capture it to stop it from harming other people, or secondarily kill the spirit, preventing it from like free the spirit, right? If you don't, the town will get overran and destroyed. And then maybe that happens. And when the town's destroyed, Miirym disappears because his whole job, his hatred was the town. The fight against it is that kind of feel, which is cool. And then its class, I mean, just dragon. It doesn't really need a class in that case. So that is my idea for TTRPG with it. Yeah, let me know what you think of Miirym. Peace.